I think one of my interests is my role in the world as the Mahdi in the Muslim world. I consider myself to be the Mahdi in the Muslim world, Shaheeb Sher from the United Kingdom. So I think I'm some kind of a Mahdi figure in the Muslim world. I think I do a lot in terms of building the world and kind of building it up. So I think I'm Shaheeb Sher, the Mahdi in the world, the Muslim world. I think one of the challenges that I have as the Mahdi is the American challenge. I think that America is a challenge in the world, primarily because it's amoral character. I believe that America is quite amoral as a country, but I think that it lacks a virtue, and I think that most of the behaviour of American people lacks virtue. So I think that America is quite amoral. I think America is primarily the challenge in the world, because if you look at world history, I think most of it does have some shared concern and friendship with the world. But if you look at America in the world, according to world history, it doesn't. It seems to lack that friendship with the world. So I think politically, America is unusual in the world, and I believe that it lacks. I believe that it could have more friendship in the world. So I think there's some kind of interest there. If you look at America as a country, it seems to also be a modern country that's just occurred and has been established recently within the past 500 years. 500 years. I think it was 1490 when Christopher Columbus discovered America. So I think that the other unusual thing about America is that it seems to have just been established recently as a country. So I think that has a big impact in how America forms itself with its own character, identity and culture. I think the other thing about America is that it has its own political ideas which revolve around democracy, and that kind of draws on the interest of 1930s Germany and perhaps Hitler's ideas of public elections and things. And we have other interests in America as well. Its political ideas of slavery as well, and cotton and tobacco farms, sugar plantations and salt as well. So it seems to have a flavour and preoccupation with those things, cotton, tobacco. So that's the other interesting character about America with its political ideas. I think that it likes those things. I think that it also, in terms of the public, likes to use a popular culture that concerns itself with kind of its own popular culture. So I think that America does also have political ideas around popular culture as well. So that's the other interesting things about America. And it, of course, has other interests like Abraham Lincoln, which is kind of like the founding father of America and the American Constitution, and its focus on capitalism, corporations and money generation. And if you look at world history, most nations have been very prosperous with their economies, according to traditional means of economies. But I think if you look at America, it's had to draw on capitalism, and it might not be seen as successful as other forms of economies throughout world history. So I don't think America is very successful economically according to world history, by looking at world history. So I think it's not very prosperous with capitalism. And I think the other thing about America, in terms of its political ideas, is how it conducts itself militarily around the world. I think it's some kind of it's like guns on hips. I think that's how America kind of behaves in the world, with kind of revolvers and pistols. And I think they behave in like guns on hips. I think that they go out there with guns and kind of display their kind of strength with the showmanship of guns. And I think that a gun crime and gun ownership in America is kind of like is very important to Americans, and it's pretty much their standard right in the world. So I think that's one of my views about America in the world. Thank you.